I want to take another look at that headline written by Bret Stephens, New York Times columnist. Here it is. The Palestinian Republic of Fear and Misinformation. He's talking about Gaza. He's talking about Hamas. Bassem Eid is a Palestinian peace activist, and he joins me now. Bassem, Stephens says you can't believe anything Hamas says, and that's in the New York Times. Do you agree with that?
That's not really a secret. I think that everybody around the world knows that very well. And I think that the Hamas keeping all the Palestinian journalists in the Gaza Strip under control, and Hamas just the one who is ordering what yes to publish, what's not to publish, which means that all the Palestinian journalists in Gaza are under a kind of a self-censorship.
You're a Palestinian. You're a peace activist. I believe you want to crush Hamas. Can you tell us how we would do that?
I really hope, and I believe that most of the people in Gaza also hoping so. But I think that with the developed military equipment today around the world, I believe that one day, I hope that we will wake up and Hamas will never, ever be on the map.
So it has to be done by a ground invasion, correct?
I am not quite sure that it's going to happen, but in the meantime, it's much better even to call the people to move from one side to the other side, because if there is any ground invasion to the north, at least the north right now is empty from human beings.
But Israel would lose the public relations war by shifting 1 million or even 2 million people out of their homes and then devastating that area. They would lose the public relations war, would they not?
I think that the major problem here is the Hamas itself rather than anybody else. I think that the massacre that the Hamas committed in the south of Israel on October 7 will never, ever be forgotten. And I believe that the Hamas, in the past 16 years, they are using the 2 million people as a kind of hostages. And what the Hamas provided to their people in the past 16 years is only misery, poverty, and destruction.
How many other Palestinians feel the same way as you?
Most of the Palestinians are feeling the same. But the problem is, as the first question we started with, that everybody is scared from speaking loud to express his own opinion about the situation.
Bassem Eid, thank you very much for expressing your opinion on this program. We value it. And thank you for being with us, sir.
All the best to you.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.